Hi everybody, Heather here from New Zealand. We are up to day 31, the very last day of our baby step journey. We've gone from overwhelmed to order, so today is actually a day of celebration. We've come a long way in these 31 days, and I think now is the perfect time to have a little bit of a review and see where we've come from and where we've been. As I always say, if you're just watching these videos for the first time, please watch the video, but if you're wanting to follow this process, please go back to step number 1 and watch the videos in order. Also, take action as you go along for each order, because yes, if you watch the videos, you'll learn about the Flylady system, and it's full of great tips and ideas. But also, if you want it to have an effect in your life in a real way, you have to take action and start doing these steps. I know that when I decided to take the Flylady seriously and really go for it, I had no idea what a huge change it was going to make for me. So I really encourage you to do it. So for those of us who are up to day 31, let's have a little review. Where have we been? We started at the first point, the famous shine your sink. We shined our sink. That's the very first step of the Flylady, and that's where the ball started rolling for us all. Now, I've had to take some notes to write it down, because we've actually done a lot of different steps that we've taken on, and because we've been doing them slowly over time, it hasn't felt overwhelming. But when you review and look back at all the different things we've started doing, wow, we've come a long way. I think we should give ourselves a pat on the shoulder. So we're getting up, we're making our bed in the morning, first thing. We're getting dressed to shoes, we're getting completely dressed for the day, we're doing our hair, we're doing our face, whatever we need to do to get ready for our day. We're swishing and swiping the toilet. We might not be doing it every day, but maybe every other day. We might have extra toilets in our house that we do. If you want to learn more about the swishing and swiping, if you've missed it, go back to that video. We're making sure that we're eating a good breakfast. We're drinking a good amount of water to look after ourselves. We're also taking, if we have any vitamins or medication, we've got that as part of our routine. We've got it all written down there. We're doing at least one load of laundry every day, and taking that load through the whole process, making sure that we're not leaving piles of laundry everywhere. When it's dry, we're taking the few minutes that it takes to fold that and put it away. We've also set up our control journal, and we've got lots of information here. We've got information about meal planning, we've got all our routines and schedules, we've got other things related to the house. This is kind of like control central for the Flylady, and if you haven't made this up, please go back to that video and do it. It makes the Flylady system just flow, and it makes it so much easier for yourself. We've also I think I mentioned we're planning our meals. We're not waiting till the last minute to decide what we want to cook. We've got a meal plan system going in our diaries or on our calendar, and we're taking control of that whole evening part of our day. So we're setting up our day well. What else have we got going on here? Oh, right. As well as these schedules and routines that we set up, we've also learnt some skills along the way, and this being the number 1. We've done our 5-minute room rescue, going in every day to the worst room in the house and just clearing it up for 5 minutes. And it's amazing what you can do if you've just raced that timer for 5 minutes. Okay, what can I pick up in 5 minutes? And I would imagine that there's been a real transformation in those rooms if you've been doing it. Now, I know for me, I don't do my 5-minute room rescue every day, because we've also realised with the Flylady that we don't have to do it perfectly. We do what we can do. Some days we have more time than other days. Sometimes days we have more energy than other days. But we're just consistently going back to the routines that are supporting everything to keep us moving in that direction, the direction we want to go of an organised, clean, tidy, peaceful, happy home. The other thing we've done is we've learned how to declutter in a stress-free way. We take 15 minutes and we declutter an area. We throw stuff out. We take stuff to the opportunity shop or the charity shop, and other stuff that's in the wrong place, we put it where it should be. We do that for 15 minutes. And it's not the end of the world. Little and often is much more effective than killing ourselves and pulling everything to pieces when we end up putting it back. So that's something we've learned. We're taking 15 minutes for ourselves every day. Another important step that we've only just recently added to the Flylady. But we're nurturing ourselves, we're looking after ourselves. And if we don't look after ourselves, nobody can do that for us. Also set up an evening schedule. An evening schedule where we leave our sink shiny for the next day. So it's a joy to wake up in the morning, and we're not having to work on yesterday's dishes, yesterday's problems. We're starting with a clean slate, and that's one of the Flylady tasks that's really helped me, is just coming to that, waking up and seeing that clean sink first thing in the morning. And we're laying out the clothes for the next day, looking in the calendar. We're using our calendar. We're saying, okay, what am I doing tomorrow? What have I got? Like, okay, I need to go to, I'm meeting up with some friends to go for a walk. Okay, I'll wear my walking clothes. I'll chuck my walking shoes on in the car. I'll make sure I've got a bottle of water. We're thinking ahead the night before on what's happening today. We're hanging up our clothes. Maybe you're going to a posh meeting. Maybe you need to get out your corporate wardrobe. I don't know. Whatever it is, we're planning ahead and we're doing it. Now, I don't know how you're feeling about this process. You may kind of think that, oh, it's not quite for me, it's not quite working. And I would really challenge you on that. I know the system works. I also know you need to make it your own. You need to work with it and do it in your way. Everybody will have a slightly different style of doing the Flylady, but the basics and the structure that she gives you are actually really, really solid, really, really valuable. So if you find that you don't feel it's really working, maybe go back to the beginning and review the different steps. You know, are you maybe dismissing something that seems trivial and unimportant, that maybe actually is a big part of the equation? When we come to the end of these steps, we've laid the foundations for the Flylady system. There is more to come. For those of you who have been involved in manufacturing in any way, the Flylady is basically the what they call the lean system of manufacturing, where everything is put into routines, and I mean, it was a revolution in manufacturing when this came along, and the way that the Flylady has applied this to, you know, keeping a home and keeping a house and looking after yourself is amazing. So this is a proven system. It does work, but again, make it your own, make it work for you. After we finish these steps, this is, as I said before, the foundations of the Flylady system. It's not the complete Flylady system. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be putting up some other videos on the next stage. There's still some other things to learn and to do and systems to put in place. We're going to be looking at a basic weekly plan where each day of the week has a particular purpose or activity that we do which works well in keeping the rest of everything else running. We're going to learn what the Flylady calls the weekly home blessing, which is a very beautiful way of a basic cleaning system that you do once a week. Again, it's doable, it's little, it's not overload. And also we're going to look at the Flylady's zone cleaning system. I'll teach you about that, and that I love, because it's like you don't have to spring clean your house ever again. You keep up with everything and you do it in little 15-minute increments. It's fabulous, really, really great. I really will encourage you to, as I said before, subscribe so you can see those videos when they come up. I'm really looking forward to sharing the next part of the Flylady system with you. I must say, if you have any questions at all about the Flylady system, please feel free to ask them. It's always interesting to hear how other people see it, and if you might have some advice that you could give me as well. You might have some insights that have been really helpful for you. I would love to hear those as well. The more we can help each other and support each other, the better. So please, comments down, put some comments down there, ask questions. I'm really open to answering those, and I do give those a priority, getting back to people. And I'll see you in our next video that will be coming up, which will go onto our next stage of the Flylady. Bye from New Zealand.